Y'all gotta give me a second. This goddamn camera turned off. All right, there we go. I don't know what the hell happened, man. Camera just turned off for no goddamn reason. Top of the morning, kid folk. Y'all know what time it is. Cadillac Talk Morning Show. I am your host, Macaroni, Big Tony Jones, in the building on a Thursday morning. God damn, we got some shit to get into. All right. Before we get going, wherever you are in the world, I say nothing but love, blessings, prayer. I hope your family's good, your health is straight, and your finance even better. You know what I'm talking about? And if it's your first time checking in with us good folks, let me know what country, what state, what province, what street corner, what penthouse in the sky you checking in from, because we worldwide, and it's nothing but love, man. You know what I'm talking about? Well, Jim Jones wants a versus with Cameron. I don't know if he's lost his mind or he just wants to smoke, because a lot of folks don't want smoke. You know what I mean? 50's ducking the smoke from T.I., although that would have been a good versus. I'm going with T.I. We got a bunch of other things to get into this morning. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart's got a response, and I don't think it's sitting too well with the black folks. You know what I'm saying? Folks ain't really liking it. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple other things to get into. So without talking y'all ears off this morning, and salute to Jimmy Words for sending the gifts. Now we're going to stay turned up this morning, player partner, my partner player. And let's get down. Hold on, get my monitor straight. Y'all know how we do it. Got my monitor straight. It's a Thursday morning. Hope everybody's doing good, feeling great. And let's get down to the smoke.
Getting back together. As a matter of fact, these guys are now at odds with each other, even more than ever now. That versus these guys did against the Locks back in 2021 actually did more harm than good for these guys. Both parties, Jim Jones and Cameron, have now come out on separate occasions saying they regret the versus. Jim recently came out and said, bro, the versus should have just been me and Joel Santana, not with Cameron. And Cam also recently came out and said, yo, I regret doing that versus. I should have never done it as a favor.
I can't think of nothing off the top of my head, but absolutely, 100%. You know, you've been doing this 30 years, so you have to make decisions that's best for yourself. But I can name a lot of decisions that wasn't good because I was trying to be a team player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told...
That's it. Yes, that's a good hit. Go ahead.
Yo, I should have never did the verses. I told don't do the verses. I don't want to do the verses, but I'm a team player, and it was the wrong decision that I made. No more of that. No more of that. So
Yo, killer. When I was watching the verses, the only thing I kept thinking, I was like, yo, if you would have done the takeover after Kiss did Who Shot You, it would have been a different day, killer.
Fam, I had a whole freestyle ready and all that, but nigga, listen, man, it's crazy, man. But yeah, I try to be team players a lot of times. And that's the first thing that came to my brain when you said wrong decisions.
Jim Jones also claimed that Cameron was moving shady.
Well, let's cut off fair and fun of jokes aside, right? There's no way the catalog for catalog they was gonna beat the Locks. Locks' catalog is deep from Biggie Smalls days they've been in the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think Dipset had a run that was short, impactful. As a crew, though, like Cam on his own could stand, because, you know what I mean, he got some records. As a crew, I don't see how they was going to beat the Locks anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that.
Behind the scenes, right before versus was agreed on. According to Jim Jones, Cam was trying to go behind his back to get more money.
Y'all don't talk about the backdooring that's going on for the verses. Everybody keep keying, but
what was the backdooring?
I wanted the bag. Mm-hmm. You heard? But we got the bag. But boy still went back door. Like, yo, for me to do the verses, you got to give me part of this business. Mm-hmm. That had nothing to do with us. Mm-hmm. You heard? But he would say, that's me being a businessman. Nah, that's you being a sucker doing backdoor shit. Mm. You heard? But nobody want to talk about that. I know.
We didn't know.
I ain't no backdoor ass nigga. You heard? I stand on 10 toes and I break bread with my niggas. Period. That's always who I've been. Do I not? You heard, it's never been an artist that took advantage of. You heard, I really put money in all of my artists' pockets that I deal with, and all my niggas, we get money together. I'm not one of them type of dudes, bro. You heard?
When you went to Cam about that, he said that, like, it's just me being a businessman?
No, Swiss told me. I had to tell Swiss I know what was going on, Jack. Call Swiss on the line, he tell you. I did bad, you know. Swiss my brother, zone. What's up, Zah? You heard? So I'm not talking about, I'm talking about actual factual.
How did you find out about it then?
Because I found out about a lot. You heard? That don't matter. What it matter is I got to the bottom of it to see if it was true, and I called.
Now fast forward to this beautiful Memorial Day. Jim Jones wants all the smoke with Cameron. 1v1 this time. Jim said, yo, tell your mans I want to do a versus against them since he made us lose our last versus at the Apollo. Y'all call Swizz. Happy Memorial Day. Now he goes on to taunt him a little bit. Jim said, yo, I know smoke and you're thin. We all know that. So let's settle this like this. He gets in the caption and says, let's settle this once and for all. We can do it right in Harlem. We know you ain't been here in a while, but they still love you. Now, if you guys watched that versus against the Locks back in 2021, I don't think Cameron or anybody in Dipset was the reason why these guys lost. They were just outmatched, and it's okay. Now, however, let's get into the actual business. What does a versus between Jim Jones and Cameron look like? And who
Look, I got a lot of love for Jim Jones. I think Jim Jones' first album was legendary. Personally, I love my On My Way to Church. Second album, third album, you know, Diary of Harlem or Diary of Summer was a good one. The POME was a good one. But Cam got some records, bro. Cam got some albums. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can't, if they're gonna go pound for pound, as much as I love Jimmy, I don't think he's gonna be able to beat Cam in the verses. The poll 100% says Cam's gonna win. We going back to, early 2000s? Cam put the nigga on. So Cam got records before you wasn't gonna put on. Nah, I'm gonna go. As much as I fuck with Jim Jones I think Jim is a dope artist. He fell off at some point. Music wasn't hitting the same. And Cam got way too much in the holster, bro.
actually wins. Now, despite what a lot of people might think, these guys do have a lot of records that could work in verses. For Cameron, you got Old Boy with Jewel Santana. You got Hey Ma with Jewel Santana. You got Killer Cam, the Dipset anthem featuring Jewel Santana. I really mean it, obviously. Cameron has a variety of different records he can play. Now, do not sleep on Jim Jones either. He can go with records with Max B or his other records, We Fly High, NYC featuring Fat Joe, We Set the Trends with the Migos, and he's also got records with French Montana that could also go as well. Me personally, if I had to pick either one's catalog that could work on a versus stage, I gotta go with Killer Cam. He's got classics that you haven't heard in a minute, but when it drops, the whole audience is going to go crazy. But to be honest with you guys, if Swizz is not offering Cameron maybe 30 M's to do the verses, it's not happening. The man has already said he's not doing a versus with Jim Jones. Now, before y'all get in the comments and try to roast Jim Jones, I do gotta commend him. He's the only one that's really challenging his peers out here to a versus. Yes, even though some of the guys he's challenging is a little bit out of his realm, we saw him call out Nas. He's also called out Styles P recently.
In my past, my past was a great strong point for me, but it's nowhere as strong as it is right now and how I'm moving at this point in my career.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's not too many other of my peers that came from where they were strong at in my past are not where I'm at right now and is moving. Not saying that they're not credible, not saying that they're not great at music. I'm just saying right now, present day, what you see, and when you turn to your Explorer page and in all categories,
Yo, somebody blew up the poll and gave Jimmy a vote, goddamn 80% Cameron, 20% Jimmy. Shout out to the Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying, partners in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? I really would like to go with Jimmy. I really would, because from an artist standpoint, I rock with Jimmy. But, yo, there was some albums. I think the Purple Haze album. God damn. Cam had some records, bro. I remember, you know what I mean? Flat back in the Cadillac and, pumping the Purple Haze album and shit. Nah. Cam got some records. But, yo, shout out to whoever bust the poll on the Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we get some more Jimmy votes throughout the show. You know what I'm saying?
Making a move like an artist should do in present day. You know what I mean? So, but Styles, what's up? You already know you my brother. You want to do this verses? We gonna verse it out. You heard?
You at least gotta give him credit for wanting to compete.
Well, I'm not gonna pay the check if you're not gonna sleep with me. That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Yo, hold on. Before we go to the next, hold on, I gotta bring this back a little bit because that kind of threw me off. That threw me off for a second. Hold on. Let me bring this back a second. Let me get it right, y'all. Give me a second. Let me get it right.
You want to do this verses? We gonna verse it out. You heard?
You at least gotta give him credit for wanting to compete.
Well, I'm not gonna.
All right, give me a second. Let my other mind catch up, y'all. All right, there we go. Now, Jimmy, see the Battle of Harlem. I would love to see the Battle of Harlem. And then now, what's Joel's gonna do? Joel's gotta pick a side. You got records with both niggas is hot. You might have to pick a side, Joel's. That's gonna ruin the whole day. They ain't gonna battle with each other. So what side Freaky Zeke gonna be on? Like this might be this gonna be the end of Dipset. The niggas gonna have to pick and choose sides on the stage. It's gonna be Jimmy and his niggas over here, Cam and his niggas over there, and what side are you on? You know what I'm saying? Man, I actually don't. For as a hip hop enthusiast, I don't want to see that happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas came up, made a lot of great records together, did a lot of great things, bro. They do a versus. I mean, it's sport. It's great it's great competition. But goddamn, man, you gonna put niggas in positions that they gotta pick a side, bro, and that can get ugly. Boy, oh man, kudos to Jim Jones for wanting all the smoke. Cause a lot of artists be ducking smoke out here. You know what I'm saying? Moving right along to our next segment of the morning. I guess dating in 2026 ain't what it used to be. We're gonna watch it. Let me know what y'all. Then we're gonna have a little discussion. I don't know which way to spin it, but let's see how we're gonna spin it.
Pay the check if you're not gonna sleep with me. That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? Like, I mean, okay, like.
Okay, well, you don't have to be weird about it.
It's just like I'm not really sure. Like, I don't think
my time already, and the whole thing's kind of a waste.
Wow. I mean, nobody really disrespected me like that before. Like, I don't know what the heck.
You don't have to be dramatic.
That is not dramatic. Like, do you literally hear what the fuck you're saying? You literally just told me that you're not gonna pay the check if I don't sleep with you. So you were coming, like, that was your whole intention? Like, I feel like I was, from the day we met till today, I never gave off, oh, I'm like the hookup girl.
I just think you're like a drama girl.
Says the man who literally just said, I'm not gonna pay the check if you're not gonna sleep with me. Like, how broke are you?
Obviously you're down. You're just embarrassed because you don't want to tell your friends about it.
You're an embarrassing man who's probably broke. Let me see it. You know, honestly, like, I don't even want to be a part of this. I'm just gonna, like, how much is it? We're literally having this whole fight over $130. Wow. Cheap ass man.
Jamie.
Yo, okay. $130. Still remember this argument now. I'm not going to pay this $130 if I'm not going to get compensated. Now, we got to see both sides of the scenario, okay? I know they're going to say, oh, you should have did that. How much $130 have you spent to this point? That's the first thing. Is he, because, yo, I'm telling you, some ladies be doing some sucker shit, okay? Be sleeping with the other guy who ain't taking you nowhere, who ain't doing shit, but they expect this guy to pay every time you go out, woo, and he ain't gonna get no play. At some point, the nigga gonna be like, nah, fuck it. I'm not paying this tab no more. Because I promise you, I can almost 99% guarantee there's another man out in the corner over there who don't gotta pay no tabs. Just call you over and you go. I've seen it. So it's like, yo, were y'all playing both sides of the fence? In 2026, bro, tit for tat. Tat for tit. If y'all gonna say, oh, well, I need this taken care of, I need that taken care of, I need woo, then what's the collateral? What is the collateral? What we supposed to, so I just get what? What I get? A conversation? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. At the same time, it is kind of cold that, you know what I'm saying, the way he went about it. But at least he was honest. Shit, I thought we respected honesty in 2026. Cause she's like, oh, it was only $130. Then pay. The fuck are we talking about? I paid last time. Why you can't pay this time? So now you setting him up to be a trick. That's what I'm saying. How many 130s is he gonna pay? 130, 160, plus the gas to get there, pick you up and come back home. You know what I'm saying? Emotional distress. How many of those transactions gonna transpire before he gets any kind of validation? But if there's a Kevin or Johnny or whoever in the corner over here, doesn't mean I have to do a fraction of the work. Not even a quarter. I nigga buy you food one time and that's it. If you even got the food. And then he be knocking it down, looking at you like, oh, you the swell. I've been in the situation and I've seen the situation. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, well, listen, bro. Who else is she entertaining? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, bro. But in 2026, I ain't gonna let them slide like that. Nah, I got to rock with the player partners. We can't let them slide like that, though. No fucking way. Because then they're gonna take advantage of niggas. Too many times I happen to take advantage of niggas. I done seen scenarios where, yo, they got a brother who does this thing, a brother who does that thing, and then a brother who pays for everything. Now, the brother who pays for everything ain't getting no poo-tang. He get the poo-tang if he lucky. The other nigga, he just there to do certain things, and the other brother there to do certain things. So now, this individual of a female, do we respect her? Do you respect the guy who's out here paying every time they go somewhere in the hopes of getting lucky? Should not turn around and do something like that? Absolutely should. Absolutely. We don't know where he is on the totem pole of this young lady's scenario. So, in all honesty, I probably don't necessarily blame the nigga for what he did. Fuck it. How much 130s am I gonna spend? That's all I got to say. But I could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Y'all gotta let me know in the comment section as we rocking and rolling. Now, speaking of fucking scenarios. Oh boy. How can I say this without being rude or offensive? All right. Jamie Foxx got a thing for white girls. I don't see the problem. I really don't. You like Becky's? You like Becky's. So be it. Get what I'm saying? Because it can go a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? But he likes Becky's. Now, Umar Johnson doesn't take a liking to that. But he explains why he feels this man only has Becky's in his corner, only has Becky's at baby mamas, and he has not learned his lesson onto Becky number 3.
Foxx, as of late, he been getting a lot of backlash. He got a white woman pregnant, and a lot of people feeling the type of way about it. You heard about this?
I want to say this about Jamie Foxx and his snow bunny hopping. First of all, I love and respect Jamie Foxx. He may very well be the most talented black man of this century, definitely of his generation, one of the greatest in history. The brother can act, the brother can sing, and the brother is a tremendous comedian. Tremendous. We know he had a health scare not too long ago, Art. He said live on stage that he was done with the snow bunnies, but he only said in public. I want to be honest. I got to be fair, Art. He did say he was done with the snow bunnies in that comedy stand-up he had, but he said in public. But guess what? He lied about that too, because guess what? They not in public, right? They all outside together, his third baby mama. So Jamie Foxx got 3 baby moms with 3 snow bunnies. 3 baby moms with 3 snow bunnies. I don't like it. I don't think it's safe. I don't think he learned his lesson from the last scare that he said his daughter helped save him from.
Yeah, but I'm not to intrude real quick. And maybe, listen, he has 3 baby mamas to sit. They could have been niggas. So what? Like, just because their snow bunnies didn't work, that doesn't mean that they're Puerto Rican is going to work. Doesn't mean that they're black is going to work. Doesn't mean that they're Asian is going to work. We don't know. We don't know. It just didn't work. Now, what do they have in common? Yes, they're snow bunnies. Great. I think we gotta get past that. I think they're women at the end of the fucking day. He has 3 women, 2 women that didn't work. He's on the 3rd one. That's how I look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? What else is he supposed to do? It didn't work. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? What we say? Good morning, AT. Salute to you and shout out to everybody in Ontario. What did it say? Jamie has always been private about his personal life, though. Yeah. Yes. I didn't even know he has. Listen, I didn't even know he was entertaining snow bunnies until this one. I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention to that. He is a very private guy. I wouldn't even know. So Umar seems to know more than me. All right. But what does it matter if they snow bunnies? This is man, listen. At some point, is who loves you and who does not love you. And I don't think that because they snow bunnies, they make a difference.
I don't like this. 3 snow bunnies, no black women. But when I do the psychological analysis, Art, not to dig all in my brother's business, but Jamie Foxx was abandoned at 7 months of age by his biological parents. They left him. He was raised by his grandparents. Why am I bringing that up, Art? As a doctor of clinical psychology, as a certified school psychologist, as someone who has studied child psychology since I was 18 years old, I believe Jamie Foxx may suffer from some unconscious, unhealed childhood trauma, Art, resulting from the abandonment of his mom and dad. And I think that he may hold something against black women. Because in his heart, Art, I don't think Jamie Foxx has come to terms with, and I don't think Jamie Foxx, Art, has completely, if at all, forgiven his biological mother and father, but especially the mother, for abandoning him. And from what I understand, Art, his parents did not live far from his grandparents, and they still didn't participate in his life. So I think Jamie Foxx has some deep trauma, understandably so too, Art. Understandably so. Jamie Foxx probably has some very deep trauma surrounding the abandonment of his parents that has left him untrusting of black women.
Hold on. What we say? This man, a child psychologist, they allow him to get a license for that, and he needs psychological work on himself. I think he's lying. I'm not gonna lie. When he talks all this doctrine of this and doctrine of that, I think he's lying. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying not to look at it from the perspective of, nigga, where's the school? Now, at this point, we never get into school. Y'all still paying him to speak. So if I say anything, I sound like a hater. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go ahead and keep paying the brother to show up to events to speak. Personally, when all the clinical psychology and all that kind of shit, the doctor this and doctor that, I don't believe him. I don't believe in an era we could buy degrees that are fake. I don't believe him. Now, but he does have a point about Jamie Foxx though. If your parents left you, abandoned by both of your black parents, and they live like not too far from your grandparents' house, and they still didn't want no party, I could see how you could say fuck that. I'm not dealing with no black women. I'm gonna stay with the Beckys, no matter what the fuck happened. I can see that. I can see that part in there. You know what I'm saying? He's talking to Cock-a-Bull. He grew up with his black grandparents, correct? Yeah. But that's what he said though. He said he grew up with his black grandparents. Yeah, because the parents abandoned him. Okay. Jamie's preference of snow bunnies has nothing to do with that. I think there's trauma from that childhood. I agree. And I think what he kind of had the point though, because he did say he was raised by his black grandmother because the black parents left him abandoned. So that could create a trauma, like you're saying, in his childhood trauma. I can see that. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only part where I'm like, maybe Umar perhaps has a point. If your black parents left you and abandoned you and left you with your grandma, and they wasn't too far down the street, yeah, that shit can get fucked up. What we say? That's just his preference. Maybe he grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood and he was accepted by them white folks. Perhaps. If he grew up around some white folks and the white folks cool with him, he gonna be cool with the white folks. Snow bunnies are snow bunnies. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why he even feels the need to address this situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then he was asked the question. But I think it's a crack of bullshit. I think the nigga just likes snow bunnies more than he likes black women. Because for him to say he don't like black women, he couldn't like his grandmother. If we're gonna go deep, if we gotta go deep, he would not want to date black women, but he would want to date black women because even if his mom fucked up, he was raised by a black grandmama. So maybe perhaps it's just the white folks showed him love, like we said. He grew up, maybe he grew up around the white folks. Maybe he had some white friends coming up. Who knows? But somehow, some way, like a lot of brothers do, they go deal with another race. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Whether it works or not, that's beside the point. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not giving Jamie Foxx a pass for triple bunny hunting. Triple bunny hunting is mad work with all these beautiful black women out here. It's mad work for him to not have been able to get one sister art. He got 3 white baby moms.
Not that he couldn't get, I'm sorry to cut it, y'all. He doesn't want black women. Not that he couldn't get any of them. He didn't want any of them. It's a difference. Umar got to be careful how he's saying it. Like the nigga, there's all these black women, he couldn't get one. No, he don't want any of them. You know what I'm saying? The nigga got money. He can get something. He does not want to entertain or get no black woman pregnant on purpose. It's his preference. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not giving him a pass, but the psychologist in me, the therapist in me, Art, requires that I give my brother a little bit of grace because I understand the parental abandonment and trauma that he's dealing with.
All right, man. In 2026, we still dealing with the issue of interracial relationships. Who cares? You want to like there's a lot of other things you could be worried about. Like, there's a lot of other things you could be worried about. Like, you're you know what I'm saying, having a male child. There's a lot of other things you could be worried about. Now, or a daughter. They could be double dabblers. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Jamie could have been a double dabbler. Would the conversation be different then? No. He's been triple bunny hunting. So what? God bless his soul, man. He like snow bunnies. It is what it is. But you, sir, have still not produced the school that you said was for black boys. We still haven't gotten it. But you out here trying to, you know what I mean, knock down the mamas. So we gotta question you, sir. That's all I got to say on that. Moving right along, before we move on, I'm not a fan of Umar anymore. So I can too flying shots about what he said. Umar has fucked up in a lot of ways, man. Umar has fucked up because of the school. He hasn't brought the school. He hasn't produced the school. He said some weird stuff throughout the years. And his conduct toward black women is very questionable. Extremely questionable. I was on Lennon Connor's live yesterday. Oh boy. I'm not even gonna get into what I saw. I'm just gonna let y'all know. Umar's a different kind of guy. That's all I'm gonna say, man. And you're not sending the boy a cease and desist. You're not shutting down his program because the boy's not telling no lies. You know what I'm saying? He's not telling no lies. Now, moving right along with the next segment of the morning. Tim Hortons, all right, a 75-year-old lady. There's no audio on this. We won't have to watch it, no audio. A lady, a 75-year-old black lady, and for whatever reason, I guess they fucked up the order. Now, they do this all the time at Tim Hortons. Come to Canada, you find out what I'm talking about. They do it all the time. As a matter of fact, they don't call it Tim Hortons here, they call it Sing Hortons. I didn't make it up. I'm going to tell you what they say. They call it Sing Hortons because of all the Indians that work there. So believe me, trust me when I tell you, I got number love for my Indian counterparts, but they be fucking up orders all the time. All right? Comes in, gets into an argument with the manager, and doesn't make it back home. Now you tell me, is it right or is it wrong? Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? I'm going to come back on my observation once we watch the video. Whoa! So let's pause it right there. As we can see, Grandma was the aggressor. Grandma swung first. That's how we starting like that. Grandma swung first. We saw Grandma swung first. Later we said, all the time they can repeat the order to you and still mess up. 1,000%. They could tell you back the exact order and still fuck it up. If I'm her family, I'm suing Tim Hortons organization as a whole. Wait a minute though, let's watch the rest of the situation before we jump to conclusion. Because Grandma did swing first. We got to understand. That could become self-defense. I fucked up the order. But does that mean you got the right to come in the store and put your hands on me? That's what we're going with. But then again, no way, let's watch the situation. I mean, maybe you're on something, Lady T. Maybe you're on something. God damn.
At the top of this.
All right. We saw what happened. Grandma came in the store, went directly to the manager. There was an employee standing between her and the manager. Grandma, so the employee's trying to diffuse the situation. Grandma's not having any of that. She's pissed the fuck off. She's in the face like that, going back and forth, okay? Now, put your hands on somebody, you got beat up. Wasn't worth your life, though. That's what I got to say. Because here's the thing, right? Because now, I'm going to read the comments in a second. Because now here's the thing, right? We can turn around and say, well, she's a grandma. And let me tell y'all something that I saw in the hood one time when I was a little homie. I seen a grandpa just like that. Niggas was outside minding their business. Grandpa decides he's going to come over. He don't even live in the building. Call these brothers all kind of nigga this and nigga this and nigga that and nigga this and nigga that. It didn't end up too well for the grandpa. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. The same thing happened to this lady, same thing happened to the grandpa. Now, I don't believe the grandpa passed away, though. But he did get beat to a pulp. Now, he took off. Now, are they wrong for it? Grandpa probably had to control. Like, at some point, you got to know your role. But, yeah, they're seniors. You got to have some kind of respect. I get it. But, I mean, at the same time, don't start it. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. But let's see what we got in the comments, man. Let's see what we got in the comments. But you don't go, what we say? You don't go up in a 75-year-old woman's face, whether or not she swings. You got, you got up in her face. She's 75. Okay, hold on. Let's keep it going. She's an older woman. Unless you're telling me you would fight your grandmother, that's shameful. It's respect. These children nowadays are so shameful and disrespectful. It saddens me that they are. Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. Grandma shouldn't have swung. She should have just called corporate and made a complaint. True. But a young person put her hands on an older person, like, that's shameful. I see the side of the coin that these young kids is fucked up, man. I see it. She should have had a little bit more respect. True. Now here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? Are they going to arrest the lady, the young lady, for essentially taking the life of grandma? Or is this going to be a self-defense thing? Now we're looking at it from a legal standpoint and a moral standpoint. A moral standpoint, hey man, she's old. Does that mean they get a pass? Like, we seen the one brother that was, he was delivering, I think it was UPS or something like that, though. And her grandpa came, did the same kind of disrespectful shit. That man took one swing, pie-out, knocked grandpa to the ground. Grandpa never know not to fuck around ever again. So sometimes, depends. Now, I'm not agreeing with it. But I am going to say, you got to know your role. Because you don't know what the other person's temperament's going to be like. We might say, you know what? We have respect for our elders. If an elderly person put their hands on me, I would not put my hands back. Some other folks wasn't raised like that. Wasn't raised by that creed. Some folks in general ain't raised by that creed. You step a line, you cross a line, and will be repercussions. Unfortunately, grandma lost her life over a goddamn Tim Hortons. She should have just went to corporate and complained. Yeah, you're fucking right. She should have just went to corporate and complained. There ain't gonna be no corporate now. Unfortunately. This is a very debatable topic. And I see both sides of the coin. I can't pick a side because I'm straight up and down like 6 o'clock. So the only thing I can say is it's never worth your life over a fucked up order, man. That's it. An order's fucked up. It's not worth you going in there, hands on top of hands, paws on top of paws, and then something goes left, and now you're not no longer with us, and now we got, you know what I mean, you gotta make funeral arrangements. For what? And I can guarantee you, I can almost, but can guarantee you, it's not the first time they fucked up her order. That's why she was so heated. It's probably like, yo, y'all niggas do this shit all the fucking time. Come to Canada, and you gonna find out about how they fuck up your order. It be Tim Hortons, it be fucking KFC, it be fucking Wendy's, where you name it, nigga, they gonna fuck up your order. Yeah, they gonna fuck up your McDonald's shit. Now, moving right along, yo. Kevin Hart has decided that he is going to respond. Kevin Hart has decided he's going to respond, take no accountability for what he said. At all. Some black folks ain't like it. Some folks ain't like it at all. But I don't think Kevin gives a fuck. And personally, the only way he's gonna give a fuck and say sorry is if we boycott his ass and start giving him money.
This month, Kevin Hart will become the latest to get a Netflix comedy roast special. The moment, which was positioned as a celebratory night for Hart, joined by his peers, has now seemingly backfired. Now, a huge part of the backlash that Hart is currently receiving deals with him allowing white comedians to tell several racial jokes, and for some, only has proven Cat Williams' previous accusations of Hart being an industry plant and a sellout. On Tuesday, Hart would finally respond to the night during a stop by The Breakfast Club. And as some would notice, he wouldn't side with those complaining and in a way defended the comedians of the night.
Yeah, the George Floyd joke, it wasn't a tasteful joke to our culture, to our audience. But if you're watching the roast, you get why they're doing it. You get why the racial humor is on the table.
Do you feel like Tony Hinchcliffe went too far when he made that joke about George Floyd?
It's Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
I don't expect less. I don't expect more. People are talking about that joke. Talk about his set. Tony Hinchcliffe arguably had the best set. Would I tell those jokes? No. But do I get why they're being told? Mm-hmm. It's my production. We're live. Like, what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like, I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing.
Now, as the response continued, Hart, who seemingly appeared to get a bit more worked up, would request that people should remove him from the conversation altogether because he wasn't the one who said the joke.
My rebuttal is simplicity. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm going to drag him off? You want me to fight afterwards? You want me to turn it into what? That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand. The job at hand was to produce a successful roast, which I did. Stop talking as if I said it. Mm-hmm. So when you say the family and the family's affected, I didn't disrespect the family. Showed up for the family when it happened.
I get what you're saying and how you stand on your business, and I respect you for that.
I'm not standing on business.
Or whatever it is. I think with certain things,
not say it.
But their pushback is it happened at Kevin Hart's roast.
The responsibility just it starts to compile as if I'm the one in charge. We are not in charge of the dialogue from anybody on that stage.
Now,
but you just said it's your production. You're the one in charge. Yo, listen. You can't have it both ways. You can't say it's your production. Then turn around and say, well, I can't do nothing about it. What the fuck are we talking about? There's a lot of deflecting going on there, bro. And then you could tell by the way he's moving, he's very offended. He doesn't like the situation that he's in, and he's really trying to defend his counterparts. You can't in one breath say this is your production, and then the next breath say, well, I can't do nothing about it.
Despite him saying that he didn't say it, some fans would feel that that's where Kevin somewhat deflected, because at the top of his response, he would blurt out that it was his production, so some of the responsibility should fall on him.
It's my production. We're live.
After the interview would go live, several people across social media would continue their frustration with Hart, accusing him of deflecting and not taking accountability. In the Breakfast Club's Instagram comments, one would go on to say, listening now, all I hear is a lot of deflection. He literally is defending these people. This was hard to listen to. Now, even more before Hart's interview would go live, people made sure to express their issues with him. As in that same comment section, a listener would go on to say, "He's just trying to do damage control. I've always said he is a white man's comedian." One user would even share a gif of Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks, as a large part of the complaints made about Hart's roast is that he pandered to a white audience by enjoying some of the jokes made about him, including that George Floyd joke, a slave ship joke, and even a joke that called him a monkey. On X, many listeners would continue calling out Hart as they listened to the live interview. This is the worst interview he's ever done on The Breakfast Club. Kevin Hart sound like a clown. So Kevin Hart is on The Breakfast Club, and he basically defended that man and the joke he made about George Floyd, even compares it to comedians making jokes about Rodney King. Today's interview with Kevin Hart on The Breakfast Club was honestly one of the worst PR moves he could have made. There was zero accountability, a whole lot of defending people who have repeatedly shown anti-black and racist behavior, and then getting sassy with Lauren LaRosa. Now, outside of the backlash, many also have defended Hart and understood his frustration with being singled out for that George Floyd joke in particular. On Instagram, a user will go on to say, "Trying to make celebrities responsible for other people's actions is crazy. He didn't say it, so what the F y'all want him to do?"
Of course.
Before we get into what Dion Hughley's about to say, Dion Hughley just debunks everything what he's talking about. When he says, well, there's nothing I could do about it. Essentially, it's your production, but you can't call the shots, oh, we're live. I want to hear that we're live. Yeah, technically you're live. But you already knew what was going to be said. I know for a fact niggas didn't come there with everybody didn't come there with a set that you knew nothing about. Impossible. I highly doubt that, this nigga is coming to the show. I have no idea what he's going to say at all, and it's just a free-for-all. I highly doubt that. You had to have known a parameter of what was being said or what was going to be said. Now, I want y'all to listen carefully to what Dion Hughley has to say, because he debunks the whole situation that Kevin could do nothing about it. I think, personally, Kevin doesn't want to take no accountability. You don't have to have said it. It happened on your watch, and you allowed it to happen, and you do not feel no remorse for it at all.
Kevin Hart appears on another show, still explaining what went on with the roast. And I guess at one point, he apparently says that some fans are blaming him for the Tony Hinchcliffe joke. I think it's ridiculous to blame a man for a joke he didn't tell. I also think that, and I've said before, I don't think that comedians should apologize for jokes. I think that that is a artistic expression, and I think, like I said before, that every single joke has a victim. Having said that, the question to me is not, and I've heard so often, why is it that we're still, after 2 weeks, we're talking about a George Floyd joke? My question is, why is it after 6 years you continue to tell them? And especially when being asked a question like that, why this joke has been such a lightning rod of controversy, being asked that by people who still talk about an election that they believe was stolen 6 years ago. Or they still talk about, things that they are angry about, and the timing of it and the length of time doesn't seem to matter then. I think, again, that a comedian should never answer or have to answer, for a joke, and particularly a joke he didn't tell. But it's disingenuous to believe that joke wasn't designed to do exactly what it's doing now, and to have this level of controversy. I think that if you could ask the question, why after all this time we're still talking about that joke, about a joke about George Floyd, it is a fair question to ask, why after all this time are you still telling it? Because I think the reason it is told and the reason that people are continue to be angry about it are one and the same. So I think one man's joke is another man's trauma. I think all of us, have the right to either be offended or laugh or whatever. Nobody's trying to intercede. Nobody's trying to make that an issue. What is an issue is there seems to be this idea that only jokes affect one side. And I was struck by when Kevin talked about how, he was talking and he said, what was I supposed to do in the middle
of a live broadcast and basically stop somebody from telling a joke? No. But the fact remains that 18 jokes were removed after the live feed. 18. 18 of them were removed, including one that was told about Melania Trump. So if it is that you removed 18, because you very much could have jumped up and stopped somebody from telling a joke, but you and that production were able to take 18 jokes away out of the program so that people not seeing the live feed wouldn't see it.
Lord caught.
So you had the power to remove 18 jokes. 18 jokes, but allowed that joke to slide. I mean, it didn't mean much to you. You didn't care. But the backlash is massive. But comedy is comedy. If somebody tells a joke, somebody's got to be the victim. If we're going that direction. You know what I'm saying? And words are just words at the end of the day. So we're getting all worked up over some shit this guy said. The white guy. It's the taste of what you said, why you said it. If we're here to talk about the people in this room, Kevin Hart is supposed to be the basis of our roast, but we end up roasting other people in the room, that's on them. But George Floyd ain't got nothing to do with anything. That's where the backlash comes in. That's where it's like, yo, brother, he doesn't want to take accountability. You had the capability of knocking off 18 other jokes that wasn't cool, especially talking about Trump's old lady. So Trump's old lady get a pass. Because what would have happened if we let that out? What would have happened? For those who didn't see the live feed and got to watch the replay like the rest of us, what would have happened? You think Trump gonna be cool with that? Nah. So there's ways and there's individuals that powers that be that can shut shit down. This might not end too well for the brother Hart, man. He better have a big enough audience fan base where this shit doesn't matter. But to the activists, this can get ugly. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people was not happy with Kevin Hart on this one. All right, now let's move right along to the next segment, man. You got to be careful about the homeowners when they got to come into your house and fix some shit when you're not home. So that's why I don't let nobody in my house when I'm not home. Fuck that. You ain't going to come in my house when I'm not here. And if that's the case, better make sure you have some cameras.
Really making himself at home, a tenant's home that is, in Westland. They called him over to do home repairs and instead caught him in the act with a woman. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack is tracking this one for us tonight. She joins us live in our newsroom with more, and this one just gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, you never know what you're walking into when you come into work here at Fox 2 Roop. Now, the tenants in Westland, they say that the tenant and his special little friend, they position themselves right in front of the security camera. We had to look at all that footage. Very clear what they're doing. We paid a visit to that tenant to see what he had to say for himself.
He walked back and forth through here naked. And
what did you do in the kitchen? I saw him come out with some kind of rag or something.
I don't know. I might have been trying to make a sandwich, but I don't know. It's creepy.
Their landlord was supposed to be removing dead birds from the attic. Instead, he was giving a lesson on the birds and the bees on camera.
So right now we're kind of standing at the scene of the crime. Mm-hmm. What did you guys do? Did you clean before you?
Most definitely. My wife, she's germophobic, so I had to most definitely clean it before she even stepped in anywhere in this house, period.
It allegedly happened Monday in Westland while Javon Crawford and his wife were in the hospital with his sick grandma. His wife started getting alerts from their security cameras on her phone.
She just pointed the phone to me and I seen him just doing what he was doing right here in our house.
Was it live?
It was live. Live footage.
Oh my God.
Time stamped and everything.
Bonnet down, legs up for about an hour.
I'm wondering too if this guy's done this before. He seems so comfortable.
Too comfortable. So I know for a fact that somebody that comfortable, what else could be done?
That landlord has some explaining to do. We tracked him to his Canton Township home.
Is this you, naked in a tenant's home?
What? The Crawfords have handed that X-rated film over to police.
How hard is it going to be?
Hey, yo, he's like, what? I don't mean to laugh, but his reaction, that reaction is funny as fuck. Can they do something about it? charge? He didn't steal anything. Is there a charge for something like that? What's the ramifications for? Because morally, that's fucked up. I mean, nigga. What? Like, come on, bro. That's fucked up, man.
Next month to cut that check to him.
It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna probably write some languages on the back of the check for him to transfer
A
to
little
him.
special memo.
Yeah, special memo. Yeah.
Yeah, the landlord drove off. He would not commit to himself being in that video. Now, we did consult some prosecutors and defense attorneys. They're a little bit split on whether a crime was actually committed here. If there is one, and police are investigating, it would probably be something like trespassing, which is a misdemeanor. But it's likely they have a civil matter on their hands for some kind of lease violation. Reporting live in the newsroom, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
I just have you shaking your head. Who exactly is the person who he was engaging with in these videos, according to investigators?
Yeah, engaging is a very nice way to put it, Roop. We do not know. We asked the tenants. They said they asked around. Even some of the neighbors showed the video to see if maybe they could find out who this woman is, because she could potentially be on the hook for charges too, again, if it is in fact a crime.
Our Jessica Dupnack for us live in the newsroom. Jess, thanks for that report.
Tried to raise. I'm not gonna lie. We got a comment. We got a comment says he would not be getting that month's rent. I'm not paying the rent that month. No, fuck that, nigga. I'm gonna look for a new place. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trust you in my place at all. Period. As a matter of fact, moving forward, whatever the rent is, knock out a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? What? Now you got a civil matter? What, trespassing? He was supposed to be there to do a job. Now the job got done, and he still did what he had to do. I'm trying to figure out what is the crime. It's fucked up. But this nigga's been doing this shit for a long time. For a long time. Well, we say he better be embarrassed. He has a whole house of his own, but he chose your tenant home to do those shenanigans. You see, it leads me to believe the lady in the situation, he probably has a wife at home, and that lady is somebody else. 1,000%. Because if you got your own home where you can do whatever, I believe the lady is somebody else, and his wife and family is over here. So he don't want to rent a hotel room. He want to be cheap. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to go, and maybe the lady, he can't go to the lady house. I don't fucking know. Whatever y'all doing, y'all doing. But he's very smart about the situation, because what crime did he commit, though? It's fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. It's disgusting. Now you got to make sure you got hidden cameras in your house when you're not home. You got to watch these folks, because you don't know what they doing in your house when they come in your house. And then to know he didn't steal anything, but goddamn now your whole house is contaminated? God. What world do we live in, bro, when a landlord doing shit like that? Terrible work, man. Terrible, just terrible work. And I hope to God that the nigga gets his rent reduced. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it must have been his mistress, 1,000%. I mean, there's no other way around to spin that situation. It had to have been. You get what I'm saying? And you had nowhere else to bring her but a situation like that. That's how I see it. It is what it is. It's wrong. And I'm not paying that next month rent on time. I might squat your house. From that day forward, I'm a squatter. You're going to have to go to court on top of court and pay all kind of fees to get me out of this bitch. Yeah, and all the while I'm stacking my money to get another place. That's the day I become a squatter. I use my squatter's rights. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn right. That's how I get even. I'm going to be a squatter. All right, moving right along. Oh, my God. Oh, man, listen. Diddy fucked up. But what Steve Harvey got to say about the fuck up, very interesting.
My son to at least be gentleman. Be a gentleman. Be fair. You know, don't talk to women that way. Treat women with kindness and respect. If you're that guy, you'll survive that area. Most of us do. And then if you're not that guy, you won't survive that area. He's in prison right now because you've been Puffy. You've been watching it. You turn into Puffy. If you don't respect it, you're gonna do some time. You understand? And he was old enough to really get it together, but he didn't.
Why do you think that with Diddy? Is it because you're living a life where there are no boundaries? You get whatever you want whenever you want. You've done everything you possibly have, and there are no boundaries. So you just keep going further and further?
Yeah.
Is that why you think?
Yeah, you have to, like I said, you have to practice acts of kindness. You've got to be a gentleman through it all. I'm not saying, look, man, the dude's gonna have more than one chick. Okay, cool, I got that right there. But you don't have to be abusive with it and abrasive with it. And like, you know, Puffy was doing all this, but boy, let me tell you something, man. And he was getting away with a lot. But when that video came out,
the one in the hotel room, you mean?
Bro, that's like you sitting there going, wait a minute, hold up, man. What you doing? I mean, bro, for you to be a public figure, wrap a towel around yourself and run down a public hallway, not knowing who's at that elevator. It could have been other people at the elevator. But you go around there and there's no one at the elevator, and that's your reaction to this girl? Yo, bruh. So now, that's what we caught on tape. That's the one that's on tape. That's the one that's out in the public in front of the elevator. My goodness, what's been going on when you ain't in front of the elevator? Yeah. Now you know it's got to have been magnified back there. So now you're just not a good person. You know, man, you can't run it like that because now you got to pay. And the thing about sin is, sin costs you more than you want to pay and it make you stay longer than you want to stay. And that's what he in now. And he had the power to do whatever you want to do, but just because you can do something don't mean you should. You got money. I have some money. But bruh, I take this money home. This ain't the time to spread it all over Dubai. You know, that ain't how it work, man. And then you get to have this life that you have because you played within the rules. You were a decent guy. Chris Fade is a decent guy. It's no way you get to this level and you're not a decent guy. You're not mistake-free, but you're a decent guy. You know, you've asked God for forgiveness. You know, you've said, I'm sorry to some people. Yeah. You've apologized. That's how you get through life. If you don't do that, man, you got to go to prison.
I think you hit the nail on the head. As a man, when I see another man...
That's some bullshit. Fuck Steve Harvey. That's some bullshit. Puffy's not in jail for domestic abuse. The fuck are we talking about, nigga? The fuck? I don't hear that shit. No, nigga. That ass beating at the fucking goddamn elevator didn't stop Cassie from going back. Cassie, what the fuck her name is? The fuck we talking about, bro? And she had plenty of opportunity to call 911, chose not to do it. The fuck are we talking about? As if the nigga was in jail for domestic abuse, hey, that was never even on the fucking conversation. The fuck we that nigga's in jail for cross-country macking. What are we talking about, man? For transporting bras past interstate lines. It's the broads, not the nigga. He just had the means. So what he should have did was, hey man, you live in Florida, I'ma come to you. Fuck it. You wouldn't be in this problem. You know what I'm saying? The fuck this guy talking? See, Steve Harvey talk. See, I don't like niggas that automatically side with the broads. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas, those are squares. You got to, it goes two goddamn ways, nigga. And one breath, Steve Harvey just said, yeah, I'm not talking about nigga having more than one girl. So what the fuck's the problem? The problem is they prostitutes. For lack of better words, they're streetwalkers. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. They were streetwalkers. They got paid to fly somewhere to do certain things. Where's accountability for the streetwalker. Huh? So now you see what I'm going with this? I don't want to hear that crap. That's a crock of bullshit. That's a crock of bullshit. I'm not saying what Puffy did was right. But the charge was not domestic violence. The charge wasn't him beating up Cassie for nothing. That wasn't on the table. As far as I'm concerned, did she not already get paid for that? Didn't she get a couple of dollars for that? Come on, Steve. See, Steve just talk. That's why Steve been divorced how many times? You know what I'm saying?
And lay a hand on a woman, for me, that is the lowest, because I feel like it's a reflection on us. We're men. We should never lay a hand on a woman.
Right.
Even verbally or physically are both horrible. So when I saw that video as well, I've met Diddy before, and he came out to Dubai, and we kind of partied here, and very charismatic, a great guy. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, and when it was all happening, and then when I saw that video, like you did, that was when it was like,
bro,
out.
You as a man looking at that video, you going, yo, hold up, man.
Yeah.
Because I know some real tough dudes.
Yeah.
I got some friends, man, that's been gangsters the whole time they've been alive. They old gangsters now. They saw that video and went, yo, man, he tripping.
Yep.
What's the matter with old boy right here? Steve, what's up with this dude? Hey, man, we need to put some hands on him.
Did you ever have a relationship with him? Did you ever cross paths?
I mean, I knew him, yeah. But we've never been that type of dude. It was some things that I had heard about that kept me away from. I got invited. Hey, man, we throwing a party. See, you don't see me nowhere.
Smart.
You don't see me. My brand different. I'm not going to your party. I don't go to the white party, the blue party, the pink party, the panty party. I ain't at nobody's party. Steve Harvey going home. You can't take my picture if I'm at home.
If you let niggas like that talk, they gonna talk a bunch of bullshit, man. If a broad is big enough to put her hands on you, you got all right to put your hands back on her. That's all I gotta say. Don't it can't go two ways. So you want a bitch to throw a whole fucking couch at you? And you supposed to stand there and take it? What the fuck we talking about, man? All that does is enable a motherfucker to do whatever the fuck they want to you. And you supposed to do nothing about it. Hey, man, if you feeling like you gonna do something, just be prepared for something to happen back. Now, I'm not saying wait till Cassie at the goddamn elevator was correct. I'm not saying that. But she didn't do anything about it. No, she did not. That's what I'm talking about. She didn't do shit. She still kept going back. She still kept allowing this motherfucker to pay her bills. So you they didn't prove that you were being held against your own will. We didn't prove that. See, Puffy should have never settled with that girl. Fuck that. I wouldn't have settled shit. Take me to court for goddamn domestic abuse, and I'm not giving you no money. Fuck all that shit. Cause then look, once he gave her the money, now this other shit. Now you in prison. I think he spun it the wrong. He panicked. No, nigga. That was a domestic situation. You got the. So what? You saw that one time, prove the other times. They couldn't do it. They couldn't prove it. So what happened? RICO charge got reduced to, transporting bras past interstate lines. Come on, man. You can't let niggas like that talk sometimes, because they going to talk a whole bunch of bullshit. That's like, nah, we got to be more masculine than that. That's some bullshit. Anyway, niggas. So this is the problem with niggas. This is the final segment of the day. This is the problem with niggas. We had a whole high school graduation. And this is what happens? 11 people taken into custody. 2 suspects still missing. This is why white folks say all the shit they say about niggas. High school graduation. This is a time of these young children's life becoming young adults that they're supposed to remember for the rest of their life. How do we end up in a whole brawl? Nigga shit. Unfortunately. This is why they look at our culture like we fucked up, like we got problems. It's like we just can't. Like, I got a thing, right? I don't like being in a place where there's too much niggas. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to places where there's so much black people in one spot for shit can fuck around and go wrong. It's always been like that. Now with this younger generation, it just gets worse and worse and worse. A high school graduation. All that's supposed to happen is person walks on stage, gets a certificate, we all take our pictures, we know we're all in a festive mood, we go home. How do we end up in a full-out fucking brawl? This is why they don't fuck with niggas. This is why white folks be calling us and saying things that they say. What we say? Did you hear about the one in Ohio? Kindergarten graduation? But it was us this time. I didn't even know about that. I got to see about that shit. Ohio and kindergarten graduation? Listen, if it was the white folks, that's different. I got them. Oh shit. Yo, I got to look up for that one. But what? Listen, now that we on the topic, how are we at any graduation brawling? How? I'm not saying white folks don't do this shit, but niggas is known for doing shit like that, though. At some point, we got to hold our culture accountable. Oh, but it wasn't us. Okay, that's the kindergarten graduation. It wasn't us. Hey, man. And then white folks did what they got. I got to look up that. But for niggas, it's like, bro, we already have a bad stigma of we can't get along, we can't be in one spot without it being a problem, yada, 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 yada. We promote all kind of negligent shit in our music, in our culture, in popular society. So when you see stuff like this, now you're saying to yourself, bro, what the fuck is going on? Overseas, some people don't like to follow the rules. Overseeing, some people don't like to follow the rules. Hey, man, rules are fucking rules. Now, it's shameful because the kids are the ones that are going to lose out. So when these motherfuckers don't want to follow the rules, want to be ignorant, it's the kids going to lose out. You just fuck, the whole graduation's over. It's done. Somebody being selfish, the whole graduation is over. It's done. There ain't no coming back. I can't understand how this shit, why this is cool, man. We got to do better in our culture, man. We got to do better, man, than to keep giving these white folks something to go off of. You get what I'm saying? Every time some shit like this happens, all them white folks is like, oh yeah, well, they got something to go off of. Now, I'm not trying to be a racist, but if there is racism that's going on, look at how the other side is looking at us. And then we keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and we're doing it to ourselves. At some point, we got to stop, man. At some point, we got to hold the mirror to our faces and be like, man, we got to do better. A high school graduation should never end up like that. Now, I want to go look into the kindergarten graduation to see what the white folks was up to. You get what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie, because I would never have thought something like that. Niggas, I can see that. See how fucked up that sounds? If you told me some white people had a graduation kicked off, I wouldn't believe you. If you told me some niggas had a graduation kicked off, I believe it. You know how fucked up that sounds? But there's truth to power, man. We got to do better. And that brings us to the end of the segment today. We'll be back out again Saturday morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time roll call. Y'all know how we do it when we do it. When we do it Saturday morning, live, 9:30. Lady T, salute to you and shout out to everybody in Ontario. Y'all have yourself a good Thursday, good Friday. Back at it again Saturday morning, Eastern Standard Time roll call. And as always, play on, player. Play on.